welcome to this incredible opportunity for us to have an interfaith conversation and collaboration around the issue of fair pay in social care. Thanks to the Conforti Institute for giving us the space, but thank you to you all for giving of your time. And together with time and space, we can think about how the faith voice can bring something potentially different to the conversations already happening around about the issue of fair pay, which I think goes to the heart of value and respect for all citizens, regardless of their abilities, disabilities, circumstances or occupation, to enable people to live with fullness of life and, in fact, with hope. So I'm going to talk a wee bit about who I am and why I'm here and the types of work that I've been doing with other organisations around about fair pay. So I am Viv Dickenson. For those of you who don't know me, I am the Chief Executive Officer of CrossReach, which is one of the largest voluntary sector providers of social care in Scotland and is run under the auspices of the Church of Scotland. So we deliver care and support to people of all ages, from pre-birth to end of life, in community and residential settings from Shetland to Galashiels. Importantly for this conversation, we employ around about 1,600 skilled and valuable employees. But we need many more, and we can talk about the issues around that as we work through the day. And they support about 15 to 20,000 people every year in different circumstances and who are facing different challenges and who are made vulnerable, not because they are vulnerable, but because of the situation they find themselves in. I've been working, so I know this issue inside out from a provider point of view. I know the effects it has on morale of staff. I know the effects that it has in terms of recruitment and retention, and I know the effects that it has in terms of the finances of the organisation. And we'll walk through all of these things shortly. So, and as a provider, I am constantly, as a leader in social care, I'm constantly talking about this issue. In political circles, we've engaged with MSPs on this, we've engaged with Cabinet Secretaries. And I've been talking about it for some time now because in about 2019, I think it was, the Fair Work Convention put a set of recommendations to government which said fair pay in social care is not actually a choice. It should be the foundation of how you're building a social care system. And yet, I was on a call with Anna Fowley yesterday. We were doing a podcast on fair work in social care. She is on the Fair Work Convention, and we were lamenting actually just the lack of progress on the recommendations in that Fair Work report. So this is still very much a live issue for all of us. So I'll talk about it as a provider, but I'm also on the board of something called Community Care Providers Scotland, which is the representative organisation for a number of care providers, probably about 100 of us. And we all provide care services of all sorts across Scotland. And I'm in touch regularly with Scottish Care, who are the representative organisation for the independent sector, that's both privately and voluntary sector run care homes and care at home, who are also talking on behalf of their members about this issue. So within that world of people representing providers and providers, a number of us are constantly engaging on this and asking that as a very minimum £12 is paid to all of our frontline staff. And although there has been a commitment now from the First Minister to £12, we still don't have a timetable for that, and it will only be paid to selective members of staff rather than the whole workforce. So there's still quite a way for us to go in terms of those of us already working to move that along. But it was only when one of our other members of Community Care Providers Scotland, Stephen McClellan, who's in the room, wrote actually to faith leaders to say, This is a really important issue. It's about dignity, it's about respect, it's about the moral conscience of the country in some ways. Is there a conversation that we should be having as faith leaders, or how are you engaging in this? That actually it gave us the opportunity to collaborate in this way. So Peace and Justice Scotland then got in touch with Church of Scotland to say, are you doing anything on this? We talked about what CrossReach were doing and what we're doing more widely as Church of Scotland in our own lobbying arm. And Francis there said, well, got a group together and we agreed to collaborate. And that brings us to today and kind of probably sets the scene about there's a whole lot of work already going on. The issues are as real as they ever were. We have a struggling workforce. I don't think I can put it any more clearly than that. A struggling workforce. And where we have a struggling workforce, then there is an effect because we can't provide all the service of care that we want to do to enable people to live life to the full. So today, I think, is a real opportunity for us to think carefully about this subject. We've already engaged with the Cabinet Secretary, and I believe we'll be having a meeting to tell them about the results of this conversation. So it's a real opportunity for us to engage, to think a bit more fully about this, to add our voices to the voices that are already making representation, to pray for change, to bring that with us. And I would just really encourage you to join in the conversation. There's no such thing as a daft question in this room. Some of us are absolutely steeped in this. I feel like I live, breathe and sleep this some days. But I know for some of you, you're just beginning to dip your toe in the water about what does all of this mean. So no daft questions, and we'll do our best to help the conversations along. And I'm really grateful to people from different organisations who'll be adding their voice and telling you a bit about what it feels like on the ground. But while you're adding that voice, if you would, we are going to be filmed and are going to be photographs taken. So if you'd prefer privacy around about your own thoughts, then please just make yourselves known to Francis, who's there, or to Ailey, and they will make sure that that confidentiality is respected as we walk through the day. So thank you. I'm really looking forward. I'm really grateful for all of you for engaging. I'm really looking forward to a conversation and to how we can add and amplify the voice of what's already happening. And I'm now going to hand over to Archbishop Nolan.